Okay, I think I'm good. Hmm. No, sorry, my other little thing hasn't really popped up, but it doesn't matter. Let's move over to here. How's it going, Van? I hope you're doing well this evening. I don't want to hurt my... Roy, you are in a bad spot, bud. Okay, now you can lay down, buddy. Dog was sitting right underneath my chair where I need to scoot on by. Yeah. So, I hope everyone's doing well this evening. It has been a little bit. Well, it's been like a day. It's been a day since the last stream. Calm down. It's not like it's been a month. But I hope everyone is doing well. I think I've already said that. Today I'm continuing the backlog of stuff. What could I do, Jake? What advice? Paint gave you the best advice probably in that situation. I don't live anywhere close. Oh, was my glue... Ooh, that'd be terrible. Like, what advice did you expect to get from in the Discord chat? I'll be honest, my only advice I was going to give you after that was just use a sock. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Jesus. That's a way to start stream. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Like I was saying, continuing with the backlog, although today I'm actually going to build the Reavers from the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol. And I'm excited to build those. I've been wanting to build some Reavers for a bit just because I like the way they've looked for a while. I have a Lieutenant in Reaver armor that I kind of want to do, which I'm even more excited that I'm building some stuff up because I talked before, but I was a part of a crusade at my local game store, and they messaged in the Discord to be like, hey, we're starting that back up in February. And I'm like, oh, baby, yes. I am excited. The Executions of the Abyss are going to come back and prove themselves as a chapter. But I think I'm going to do what I've had in my head for a while with that. And that is start as like the basic beginning parts, like scouts, I think Reavers and a couple other units start off with. And then as the game goes on, upgrade them over time, because there's a way to do that in the Space Marine books with like battle honors. So I want to do that. So, that is what I am planning and all that stuff for that. With that being said, I should just kind of build all the bodies together and then go through from there. I think that's what I'll do. So I don't need the arms. The arms can go to the side. Jake, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Like I said, I don't know what advice or help I could have been over the internet, because I don't know where you live, and I probably live thousands of miles away from you. I don't know you personally. All that stuff. So today I'm actually building the Primaris Reavers. That is what I'm going to be building. And all that. It's from the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol. So I'm just going through and seeing what I am going to pop out first. I need like 1 and 2. Where's 1 and 2? Okay, there's 2. All I can say is I'm sorry. I think Paint said it best for advice. And then 3 and 4. You know, Jake, if it makes you feel any better, I've been in a situation like that before. Okay. Fair enough. I thought like you were actually physically upset with me. I'm like, I don't know what I can do. Is this going to be like another situation where someone just gets mad at my inability to have an opinion or stuff like that and get called a normie again? I'll be honest, that was actually kind of hilarious now I sit back and think on it. But I've been in your predicament before, Jake, so I know how it feels. It is not a fun thing. I'm right, you didn't. But you are your own person. You have free will. Okay. Not that it's fully appropriate. No, I'm actually gonna skip that story. I'm gonna skip it. It's not appropriate for stream and stuff like that. At least I don't feel like it's appropriate for stream. I think that's that one. But yeah. So like I will say, probably for the 3rd or 4th time in a few more. I mean, maybe it. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'll just say it. Like, the one time I dealt with it, I was in Salem, Massachusetts, the weekend before Halloween, and we were walking back to the car, and I really had to use the bathroom. And luckily, there was an outhouse in the middle of the, like, in this parking lot. Was it sketchy? Yes. Was it not the best looking? Fuck yes. It was terrible, disgusting on the inside. Well, I use it, I do my business, and then I realized there's no toilet paper inside the outhouse. So, I get out there, and I'm like, cool. This is the first. Anyway, to kind of finish my story, I'm like, hey, that outhouse had no toilet paper, so we need to find somewhere else to go. We go to a Domino's, and I didn't realize that they're supposed to like buzz you into the bathroom there and stuff like that, so I was like waiting for it to open. A couple people passed me, and I'm like, oh. So it ends on a happy note that my situation was remedied, but it's not a thing I ever really want to go through again. Honestly, actually, now that I think about it, probably a good idea to bring on a trip is probably toilet paper for situations like that. Although I've had a coworker who we've done jobs that, like, there's no bathroom, and he'll just use his sock. And I'm like, that is disgusting. Imagine having to roll Dominoes. Well, I had to that day. But, no, if you're going somewhere, try to plan ahead. Or even if you don't think to, like... Okay. It's like, I remember as a kid, in movies and stuff like that, they'd be like, well, did you use the bathroom before we left? And they're like, oh, I don't have to. And then, like, later in the car, like, oh, I need to use the bathroom. There's a goddamn reason your parents say that. And it's something I start doing now that I'm older. I'm like, I'm just going in case. It's worse than that time. Oh. Jesus. Honestly, I I do get where like some of the gas station like clerks are coming from, because some people will destroy a bathroom just for the hell of it, or they'll do some really shady stuff in there. Like, I'm always kind of cautious when I have to use a gas station bathroom, because, ugh. I apologize for anyone that was not expecting this type of conversation on stream, but we're here, and here we are. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that he was asleep and not doing anything else. Let's have a little bit of a subject change. I feel like we talked about enough about bathrooms in this chat. Anyone else have something they want to talk about? Do I have anything? I'm kind of realistic. I'm in a little bit of like a boring phase right now. Like I said, the most exciting thing is that Crusade game's coming up, which I am very excited about. Because last night I did play some Warhammer against someone, and oh boy, did I remind myself on why I don't play competitive, and why I get reason some people like playing the like with the cards and doing those style layouts and missions and stuff like that. I don't, because it's so heavily focused. Not saying narrative, like the Crusade way isn't focused on points and stuff like that. It is, but it doesn't feel. It's not a whole competitive vibe, and people that normally play have a very high competitive vibe to it, and I'm not for it. But my opponent was really nice. I really enjoyed playing against him. I told him that, like, hey, I don't normally play competitive. I just want to come here and kind of like play for a little bit. Like, it's like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, we'll keep it casual. And he actually helped me a little bit on placement and stuff like that with things, because one of the things I struggle with is deployment, and then kind of putting pieces in the right spot to do stuff. And like after the game, himself and another player, hey Neo, how's it going? Himself and another guy there that actually works at the store but was playing that night, helped me with like some advice on building a more competitive army and stuff like that, because I was talking with him like, hey, I want to try getting in. Now, even though I don't enjoy it, I want to play at more events and stuff like that. So, like, is there any advice you can give? And I had some units that he was like, you know what, those are some good units you have there. Some others that I would, like, remove and stuff like that. And it's also, like, situational on how you use them. Like, I like bringing my Land Raider Redeemer to games, but one of the guys there told me, is like, if you're bringing that, you got to play a lot more fast pace than how like most games kind of go, because normally I guess what I found with games is you spend the first 4 turns playing like cat and mouse chess movements, trying to like set yourself up so that in like turn 5 is like when you actually play the game, like when you roll the dice, you do the attacks and stuff like that. Like, that's how they described to me how most people kind of play when it comes to tournament stuff. I was like, okay. So it was good advice, and I'm looking forward to it. Um, they invited me like to their Discord for that stuff, and I joined it, and I will plan on doing more of that. I need this one. Um, let's see. What's the next one? 15, 16. Perfect. But I don't know. I looked. For me in my mind, like competitive meta lists have like this stigma in my head when it comes to it. It's like it's a negative connotation. It's a negative thing in my head that people that play competitively take a little more serious than they probably should, and I don't know. I've seen like a few other. I won't call them meme videos on it. Just people like taking the piss out of like Warhammer's side of it, like the jokes on it. But I know there's some people out there that actually feel and talk about that. Like, oh hey, like what meta like list are you running for this? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm just here to have fun. And it like blows their brains that someone's actually there to have fun and not trying to win. So I like to try and keep it fun and lighthearted, but I also know there's only so many losses a person can take before they really start to kind of not enjoy it anymore. Take care of the mold lines here. Anyways, that's my little rant about competitive hammer done, I guess. And back of the leg. I'm not really sure what next I need to do. I still don't have a chapter symbol yet for this army. I need to make one. I have one in my head. I just want to put it on paper before I even attempt to paint anything. Like, go through a couple rough drafts, see where it pans out, and what the final result might actually be. I'm also debating if in those future crusades, if I polish off, like, some old models again and try to run them back. It's like, what I mean by that is, like, pull out, if I should use, like, this guy again for the Crusades, like, he was dedicated for those games, or pull a couple other things out, or try something new. I think I want to try the new thing, though. Actually, damn, we have a week. Should I try to paint 1,000 points within a week? First, I gotta build 1,000 points. I mean, I have 1,000 points on hand, but the points I want to use. That'd be cutting it close. It'd be cutting it real close. I think I like to try and push myself to that. I mean, it wouldn't all be on stream. I think, like, the couple streams I do have, you guys will see it. But then the rest I'll be doing off camera. I'll probably record it too. Probably should record it. I think I will do that. I'll just see where it takes me. I still have that other list I was kind of using and planning. Should we consider... I don't have a specific date yet on when it starts either, but I'm kind of like itching to try it. I think I'm going to. I do appreciate you guys just listening to me ramble to myself about... Honestly, I don't even know what I'm rambling about anymore. If... I was going off of, like, one idea to the next there, Jake. I'm trying to think on, like, an example. I have an example in my head on how I could describe it, but if anyone here watched, like, Big Bang Theory and stuff like that, or I guess a better one is, like, sitting in a council room with a bunch of your other selves, and they all have, like, an idea, and they all have, like, the voice, and the idea is just getting passed around more and more. I'm stopping. Before you ask, no, I've not watched the Big Bang Theory. Or... It's a random, like, YouTube clip I saw where, like, the main character is talking to himself inside this white room with a bunch of other, like, selves. It's like a council or something like that. Honestly, the council meme would make more sense. Like, I'm in just deciding all these different thoughts and stuff. Oh, there we go. That seems to fit. Snow. Anyway, to summarize what I was talking about, I've decided I'm going to give myself a week to try and build and paint 1,000 points in Space Marines. I know I started with, like, oh, I'm going to give myself, like, 20 days or stuff like that. I'm doing it now a week. I'm currently working on some of the models I'm going to use for that list. Some of it will be on stream. Some of it will not be on stream. That's what it will boil down to. But I will have video evidence of myself doing it all the way through. 25 and 26 are the next ones. And then these two. I think what I have planned is taking a lieutenant and then maybe building him up to chapter master status in the Crusade. That would be cool. That'd be a cool story if possible. Oh, what if I said it? Okay. I had this idea before, and I'm going to throw it around there too. What if I make this be the origin of Big Jim? This Crusade is like how my Dreadnought Big Jim became the Dreadnought Big Jim. Because, I mean, I just named a Dreadnought that to begin with. We have no idea what the character like was before. That would be kind of poetic. Oh, do you not know the lore of Big Jim, Jake? Have you not been a part of that? I thought you were for some parts of it. I have a Redemptor Dreadnought that I named Big Jim because I thought the Dreadnought from Space Marine 2 was called Big Jim. So I named it after that. And you guys, meaning chat, gave him a full name. His full name is Jimothy Big Backton. Yeah, Hannibal. Hannibal's there with the name. So his name's Jimothy Big Backton. A little respect. So maybe I have like a lieutenant or a character that we could call him Little Jim. Or just Jim. We can call him Jim. And then when he eventually like dies, he'll get interred into a dreadnought where he gets the full name Big Jim or Jimothy Big Backton. I think in like a planned D&D game, which I didn't go anywhere, I named a mountain range after Hannibal. Honestly, ooh. Jake, you gave me an idea. If I ever open up a Patreon, I'm going to have a tier where I can name Space Marine characters. Or patrons can have a Space Marine character get named after them. Oh yeah, it was a canyon, a ravine, a giant ravine. I should throw that map back out. That's actually a pretty good map. Yeah, and I appreciate the idea. Thank you very much. And if you want a character, it will be 25 cents. I plan on making a Patreon at some point, but I don't know if I ever like plan on when or what. Even the tiers, Patreon. I get why it's there and why people use it. The tier thing kind of confuses me because I feel like I'm not going to be able to keep up with like the demand on some of the tiers and stuff like that, like, or really like what I could offer. But see, the problem with that is I first have to sit down and actually do some video editing, and I don't do that. Also, I don't know if some of the stuff you say I would... I don't know. I don't know if I put it on here. Main character syndrome? Are you saying Jake has main character syndrome there, Hannibal? Or... I will admit, Jake had a rough day. Actually, no, Jake had a very shitty day. So I'm gonna like let his stuff slide a little bit. Wait, let me check. Now, if I think things are going too far in one way, I will... If this YouTube channel was a TV show or anime, what genre would this be? I feel like this is like a hectic room sometimes. It's like either really quiet and chill, or just a lot of random stuff happening. This channel has lore. What am I? It's a horror. So it would be a horror show. The weird German guy? No. I wouldn't say you're the weird German guy, Hannibal. I'd say you're the very talented guy. You do some amazing woodworking. I'd say you got more talent in your pinky finger than I do with my whole body. Okay, 2 more, and then we'll start doing the arms. No, I'm very impressed with the stuff you do, Hannibal. I think it's gorgeous work. Also, I would probably also give you the God, if you were a character. Oh. Hey, Leo, how's it going? Sorry, I got distracted. I'm going to finish my first thought, and then I will jump on what you just said, Leo. I would probably say, Hannibal, you are the voice of reason on some stuff. But you're also the idea guy. You've come up with some good ideas that I like. Okay, then what did Leo say? Leo said, hello, Swampcraft and chat. Putting a Trazer autocannon on your Arveris lighter, Dark Angels, and Modius trusted transport. Ooh, I'm gonna have to look that up to see what it looks like. I know I butchered what it. I completely butchered that name. I actually haven't read any books involving Azrael yet at all. No, not Azrael. Asmodeus. I haven't read any books involving Asmodeus. Wow. Hmm. I swear his name was Asmodeus, but I guess that's not... No, that's not how you say Asmodeus at all. I'm not going to dare try to pronounce that. I'm going to butcher that to heaven and back. Hey, I know who he is. I have his model. And probably not voice of reason now that I more think about it, Hannibal. When I think about you, you've... when I think back, you've been more helpful with ideas, so I would call you more like... I almost want to use the analogy of like a ping pong player or like a tennis player. Like, sometimes I'll say something and then you come back with like a better idea or you've explained something a bit more. Especially like during that D&D map making video. I think you were very helpful with that. Let's see, it's Asmodai? And don't forget that chat incident. I think I fully forgot that chat incident because I don't know what you're talking about. And we are probably going to let it be. Because if I forgot about it, then it does not matter. Well, it probably does matter, but it's better just to, like, not bring it back up. It has no big game name, but I am a modeler, not a gamer. So, Asmodii, I'm messing it up. Oh, the comment incident. As needs to get to the fallen to represent. God, yeah. I haven't used that model in game yet. I kind of do want to use him at some point. And then Jake was saying, was it the one involving the chili? No. No, what Hannibal is referring to is I didn't realize I had comments turned off on all my streams for literally all of them until like one day. I think it was Hannibal and another person that like mentioned that they're not able to comment. Like, what? I thought people just were not commenting because no one, like, commented on streams and stuff like that. But no, it's just I didn't have comments turned on. So now I do, but I should have had them on way before. It was you. Oh, that reminds me. I haven't done it yet. Last stream, someone was trying to use the Discord link, and it said it wasn't working for them, and I meant to fix it the next day, and I haven't yet. So give me a quick sec. I'm going to actually do that now that I remember about that. That's YouTube. Ah, there we go. And then save that. So now it's a new one. It should be fine. If I ever get back to making that map, I will do so. I actually have not continued that D&D campaign at all except the one session. Although tomorrow I am starting a Never Going Home campaign. And for those that don't know what Never Going Home is, it is a tabletop role-playing game set in an alternate history of World War I, where you play as soldiers, like a company of soldiers trying to make it day by day. And you're not expected to live very long as these soldiers. So I think probably in that universe, I will name something after Hannibal and Jake in that game at some point. Then going with chat, Hannibal's either a rotting swamp or a brothel. Actually, a brothel might work for Jake. Sorry, bud, but I think I would do that in that game. I would name a brothel after you. And then Leo says, we also need some new Grey Knights. The two top of mind, Dark Angels and Grey Knights, just building, painting, having fun. I am upset that Grey Knights do not have an updated range. They look dated for where they're at. I don't play Grey Knights. I think they do have cool models though, and they need an update. They fully need an update. And then I'm not gonna name a layer after hell of you. And then Van says, hey, just bought the Saturday 9 box. I'm going to make them into Iron Warriors. Love them. Do it. Iron Warriors are my favorite Chaos Legion. I haven't read any Iron Warrior. Well, I've read one Iron Warriors book so far. It was a good book. I felt very humbled as a Imperium guy. Like reading that book. But if I ever do go to Chaos, it's either doing my own Renegade or chapter, or I'm doing Iron Warriors. Those are the two options, nothing else in between. And then Enjoy the rest of your evening, Jake. Quick 40k lore question. Oh, yes, I'm here for it. What's the most powerful weapon, like, including all factions? A black hole, generating cannon, or something? What's up, Wilbur? Right? Yeah, Wilbur. Evening. About to start painting something? Not painting this evening. I am trying to take care of my entire backlog for my Space Marines. I have over 3,000 points of just stuff unbuilt. How's it going, Table? Welcome to stream. I hope you're doing well this evening. Eventually I will get back into painting. Actually, probably next week I will get back into painting because I've decided I'm going to do 1,000 points within a week. Like, build and paint 1,000 points in 1 week. For a Crusade game starting in February. So that will be fun. I am going to be painting these guys up eventually into a custom Space Marine chapter that I have. They are called the Masters. No, not Masters. They are called the Executioners of the Abyss. I will pull out some models in a second to kind of show off what they look like. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'll get the image to show most of my list on what I am attempting to get done at some point. Oh no, that's the thing. There's no lore about them. They're my own custom chapter I made myself. So there's no lore actually out there. 1 second. I will grab 1, models. 2, I gotta do an image. And then Leo said, I'm trying to buy a drink without getting beat up. And then again, she could roll me a paint. Okay, best of luck with that. Hannibal, I know we kind of skipped over your question. Off the top of my head, I don't know directly in 40k what is the most powerful weapon. I did attempt that, and I did not continue it. I stopped doing it. And that's because me and my buddy never did that Crusade game. So I just kind of gave up on doing it. So now I'm going to restart it. So. But Hannibal, you are correct. At one point, there was black hole weapons used by humans. And there's even ones that, like, removed planets and stuff like that, or sections of space from reality and the warp. Which, if you know anything about 40k, being able to remove something from the warp is massive. Sadly, we don't know what that is, and they don't have that technology anymore for 40k. Yes, that can be technically a weapon, but it's guarded by a group of Necrons so that they cannot just blow things up. Okay, Jake. So, this is the paint scheme for my custom chapter. I do a blue body with little bits of orange here and there. 1 pauldron being orange. And 1 black. For sergeants, I do... See if I can get it. I'll get it to the light. I do an orange scar stripe over 1 eye. For lieutenants, I do a black one on the other side. What's up, Chaplain? I'm building some Reavers from my backlog. They're from the old Space Wolf Combat Patrol. I'm just showing off my chapter real quick to someone in chat. And then all that. And then regular captains, I do 2 black lines on the helmet. That's everything from 2nd to 10th company. 1st company, I switch and do full black armor with blue trim and accents bits and still keeping silver. So all like the metallic stuff I do is cobalt metal. I like a more coldish blue one. But yeah. And this guy right here is my custom captain with relic shield that I made for a crusade that I was in. That Thunderhammer is a 3D print from Dragoon, I think is their name. I found it on Etsy and I bought a bunch of them. I was going to use it for some assault. I'm going to use it for some like assault jetpack intercessors. But it worked out for this guy because I used them and all that. So, I'm going to catch up on chat because, wow, this is going by. Yes, that is its name. And then, Jake, I think you should have kept the orange as a spot color on the shoulder pad and had black as the secondary color. I could have. Then Leo says, that one knocked me down. Nice. Thank you, Hannibal. Sometimes I try. Thank you. Yes, that is this little lizard guy. That is my physical form. This is what I look like. These hands are just a part of the servitor that I control. Oh, you want to see the mouse? Wait, did I get rid of the mouse? No, I didn't. Okay, here you go. Hannibal, you get mouse. There's mouse. And now mouse goes away. I wanted to grab an image. That's not one I want. I need to do new image. I'm going to rename that to Jets TV. And then I gotta pull out an image. Sorry, I'm like distracting myself beyond distractions. What do I evolve into? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Let's see, where is it? Oh, found it. Okay. Oh, that is too big. That is way too big. Wait. Oh. Okay, I gotta make this smaller. Hold on a sec. Gator. No. Am I actually shrinking this, or is it just becoming more... Okay, I am actually shrinking it. I just moved it. Hello. Okay. No, stop moving. Shrink. Okay. Thank you, Chaplain. I will get back to it. I just want to show off here. Do I have my paintbrush? Here we go. Got my little paintbrush out to poke with. This is my entire Space Marine collection that I have. This is what I'm trying to build and paint. Currently. I need to put this at the top. This is what I'm trying to build and paint currently. Yeah. This is my whole thing. This is just for Space Marines. Very few of these models are actually complete. I need to make them more. I actually need to, like, get them built. So when I say, like, I'm building up my backlog, that's my backlog. No, I'm not. Do not shame me in front of your parents. I'm shamed enough as it is. I think I've spent over that amount. That is probably more like the number 3 than 2. Okay, what does Leo say? Leo, I solely think that Marines today are a bit bland. They don't have to be Grey Knights, but they lack some detail. I can agree. That's why I really like Black Templars, Dark Angels. They have that more monk aesthetic. I like Space Wolves because they add some more detail into it. Regular Space Marine models are a little bit bland. Bland is the right word. Actually, I do want to do a little updated version of my guy. Someone in chat created a image that I wanted to use for a Halloween costume or as like a Halloween model, and I think I might try to make it as another image, but we'll see. I do need to update this guy a little bit. I will say, besides those models, I have Tyranid models, Custodian models, and Guard models that I want to build at some point. And yeah, but I collected a lot of Space Marine. A lot. I think from that image, I'm missing like 3 to 4 boxes from that pile. I talked to someone, or actually my opponent last night I played with. He told me he had like 50,000 points worth of Space Marines in his home. I'm like, what? 50,000? The guy is built... Okay, so he's a part of a tournament team. He told me he's building 8 armies, all shark theme. From... Like, he's building 8 armies for each of the teammates, and they're all shark theme. I believe that's what he told me was that number. When did I bought my first kit? Are you asking me, or are you just asking people in chat specifically? Because I'm just checking, because I know Leo and Table are having a conversation, so I'm just like making sure. Both. Probably a year and a half ago. I think it was a year and a half ago, because I bought my first ones during summer. Am I almost at the 2-year mark? Oh. I don't like that I'm at the 2 years mark of being in the Warhammer. And then we go into here. Oh, geez. My first box was the Eliminators, the Space Marine Snipers. No. That was my second box. Or was it my first? What I remember my first two being was Assault Intercessors and the Eliminators. And I bought a Librarian. Those are like my first set of models I bought. Ooh, nice. Blood Angels have some good models, at least look-wise. I do feel for you guys with the Sanguinary Guard. They removed the feathered wings and made them these weird jump packs. So now I feel like everyone's going to steal from the Custodes box. Like, steal those jump packs and just make proper Sanguinary Guard. Do. That's such a good combo troll. The Imperial Fist one, I wish that wasn't like going away. I wish that was like the regular... I wish it was one of the regular combat patrols. I do like how they made like chapter-specific combat patrols, but they need like a good generic one. It is already gone. I think for a while I saw one for sale at my local game store. I think it might be gone now. I'm like tempted to grab it, but it's not, but I don't need it. I want it just because here. They should bring it back. It was such a good one. I feel like the next one that's like okay is the Raven Guard. Raven Guard is still kind of okay. And I say that it probably is no longer in stock. I still see it at my local game store. So that's why I'm saying it's like still around for me. If I still see it at my local game store, it's still around. You are very lucky. Very, very, very lucky. Also, Crimson Fists are a nice choice. I think they're a very cool chapter. I haven't read much lore into them, but I've seen a couple YouTube videos on them, and I think they're pretty cool. But I'm always a fan of, like, blue models or blue Space Marines to begin with. I know Ultramarines are pretty cool, but I feel like everyone likes Ultramarines, and I wanted to be a little bit different. And I did find other chapters I had more interest in than Ultramarines. There's nothing against them. I'm not really a big fan of like their character models. Like Gilliman, I'm not really a big fan of the way he looks. They got some like cool other secondary unique models, but yes, I did know about that, but I think that's really cool. They really should have like they probably could switch up what goes on the box every once in a while, I think, personally. I just know that the most stable gene seed is Ultramarine, so like that's why everything is an Ultramarine. Okay. So since we have that all said and done, it probably wants me to do the arms, but I'm gonna do No, I should do the arms before I do the backpack. Ooh, that would be cool. Blood Ravens are a cool faction. Okay. Now it's time to use every single regular head. I dislike non-helmeted heads very much. It is actually like it annoys me. When I see a Space Marine without its helmet, I get that it's supposed to be like the cool factor and stuff like that. But I am... It just seems dumb. You're in combat. Why are you not wearing your helmet? Your head needs to be protected. Rumors say it's going to be painted Blood Angels. Not Blood Angel specific, just the box art. Okay. That'd be interesting to see. Iron Halo is the only reason Calgar or Abaddon? Oh, yeah. That's not a bad one, Chaplain. I will say that's not a... Well, actually, I don't know what the Tau looked like in 4th edition. I only really got into, like, 10th, and I'm now seeing the end of 10th on the horizon, which is a little bit, like... Yeah. Dude, Reavers have a very cool helmet design. I'm trying to hold up. It's like a skull mask. Hey, Dorzo! Yeah, actually, we were talking about Blood Angels a little bit. We were talking about Blood Angels, so you came in at a good time. People were making speculations on what the box art could be for the next Space Marine stuff. Ooh, that'd be cool. Actually, that'd be really cool. Is the Chaplain with a jetpack just a Blood Angels exclusive model, or is it like with any Space Marine chapter could take them? Because it looks very Blood Angels specific. You know what I should look into getting at some point? I should find a way or find a place that... I should find a place that 3D prints a bunch of skull helmets. Because that would kind of fit with my chapter's... Oh, it would fit with my chapter's name. Not with the whole theme. Honestly, I kind of want to lean more into like the night aesthetic a little bit with my chapter eventually. I gotta sit down and write some more lore for my chapters homework. I got ideas in my head on what I want to like draw and stuff for my guy's homeworld. What is this, like that? So like we do, oh, come on. Cool, that's another one. For those that are curious, I know for those that have been here a while, they're gonna you at least hear this once or twice a stream. My chapter's homeworld, I decided that it is pretty much Jurassic Park, the first two movies, mixed with Monster Hunter at the same time. So they are Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and Grey Wolves have some very specific chapter characters. Yes, they do, Leo. I don't have any Space Wolf specific characters. I think I have most of the Dark Angels ones. Actually, talking about one, I have Master Lazarus right here. On this one... Oh yeah, I pinned the helmet on this one. I think, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah, didn't miss much, Ando. Oh, Ando, did you ask about the Discord link? I think it was you. Ooh, very cool. Yeah, so I did just pin the head for the Master Lazarus, and okay, try the link now. I updated it to a new one, and see if it'll take you to the Discord. Because other than that, it might have just been like... I hate to admit it, it might be just your end. Oh yeah, there's his head right there. So, I gotta finish making so everything can be switched on him. Mr. Roar. Still have the line in the box. It will be something else. He is back. The line, that is my favorite Primarch. I actually have 2 lion models. I need to, like, paint him at some point. I do have a little challenge. Not challenge. I have a goal. A goal for myself, because I don't feel like I'm good enough to paint a Primarch yet. So, like, I have it where once I hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I will paint the lion on stream. That is the goal. I do have another one currently running. No, let's make him look this way. I did have a little bar that, like, if we hit like 500 subs, I would let chat design what knight I build. Because I have like a knight model sitting in a box just unbuilt. Do. The Dark Knight. Just make it look like Batman. Oh. I know in the Discord I've mentioned a book I was reading, but I finished another one. called Kingmaker. Slow start. Not for everyone unless you are already into Warhammer lore. But I think it ends pretty good. It has a knight that I want to try building called Leviathan. But I'm not sure how it's fully described. It's called Leviathan. Nice. I'm glad you're... Oh, I'm glad it worked on Chrome. So it might have just been like a Safari or Firefox thing. Okay. This guy's a scarred helmet, which would fit within the chapter theme. That's the problem. Some of these guys have like scars and stuff that kind of work with the theme, but no, we're going to do this one. Or should I make it so I can switch it out? Ooh, that could be interesting. I'll stick with the helmet. I like how there's no skull on this one to say it's a sergeant or not. So that way I can choose which one I want to be the sergeant later. Oh, but now I remember what I was talking about before I distracted myself. It's called Leviathan, and it's a knight that no one pilots. Okay, that's weird. I wonder why it's not working on the internet browsers. Huh. But yeah, the knight's called Leviathan, and it's covered in kelp and stuff. And it has a harpoon cannon and a anchor as another weapon on it. Which I'm like, that is very unique. There we go. Now he's just looking dead on. Okay. So now we go for the arms. I need this sprue. That one will sit to the side until I need it again. And we are going to go with 5 and what else? 5 and 6, I think. There's 6. And where is number 5 on here? Am I being blind? Oh, Lord, why am I becoming Mr. Yawns all of a sudden? Ah, there it is. Let's see. I'm playing around with some Space Marine names currently in my head. The two... Oh. Oh. I put it away because I didn't think it worked with what I had, so I switched from the little servitor and scroll to the cogitator in the corner, or the TV screen in the corner, so that we wouldn't be able to see all of chat, but we can see it just pop up a little bit. I didn't really think I'd be able to draw like a good looking scroll, but I tried to copy the design from Space Marines 2's like computer screens and stuff, and just want to make it seem like I'm getting a bunch of messages from other tech priests and stuff popping up. Yeah, we'll do that. One of the names I'm playing in my head is Brother Dorzo. I don't know how that sounds. That probably sounds more like an Imperial Fist character than just a regular old Space Marine. And then the other one I'm playing in my head is Lieutenant Hannibal. Well, a little bit. Someone in chat, I think it was Jake, was like, oh, like you could name your guys after us, and I joked about making it be a Patreon tier, that it costs us $0.25 and you get a Space Marine named after you. Oh no, I just gotta think on it. Leo's another good one too. Brother Leo. Or Squad Leo. Squad Leo. Might do that. I don't know. I do kind of like... I'm trying to come up with names now for the Crusade and all that before I just have to like name a bunch of guys randomly. Let's see. Yeah, that works. A little bit generic right there, but... And then... I'm not going to give all of them the pistols. I do want to switch to some of the other ones. Of course, they are all brothers, but individual site is great. And then Neo might make you might make your orc homebrew clan soon, called the Boulder Boys, which are gray orcs with stony skin. Ooh. And then Ando says you should make a page for me and have a really stupid name for your Space Marines. I don't think you named your guys stupid at all. I think you've come up with some very interesting names. Ooh. Idea for this one This is supposed to be the running guy. Oh, it's this one. Oh, I might have to pop off his head and switch it. There we go. We are going to reposition this one. Oh, I like that. That little head tilt to the side. Call him Brother Trump Bonkers. I don't know if I'll name any of them political stuff. Not sure how I feel about that. Okay, for that, it's 41. Where is it? So 41 to 43. 43 is the other side. 40. Okay, 42 is the gun. Ah, there's 41. I think I want to switch with have this guy be like running and shooting. I think I want to do like B2 for the knife pull one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's number 2. I think it's 31 here. No, you're fine, Leo. You're fine. There's a couple things just for, like, myself I am just staying away from because I can see him being problems in the future. I'm more paranoid than I need to be about some of this stuff, but, like, political stuff I stay away from, and then things about, like, gender and all that, and that stuff. It's just, I'd rather not get into conversations like that. I like to try and keep this place a opened place that people can just hang out and kind of forget about the everyday things that go on. Is how I look at it. So, I try not to hold anything against people. I was fortunate that, I don't know if it's like this in every school, but I was fortunate that my school, we had a bunch of international students and stuff like that come and learn at my school. And it helped me keep an open mind on a lot of stuff. And just, at the end of the day, we're all humans. Yeah, we all have our own opinions that are different from each other, but yeah. I appreciate that. I want to have that. Okay, is it 31 is the piece I'm going for? I think so. Maybe not. Maybe it wasn't 31. No, it sits up higher. I was fortunate that my friend group, we weren't just one set of people. We were many, many, many different kinds of people. Some of us were very sporty. Some of us were more into computer and what most people would call nerdy stuff. And some of us were just average students. And I'm still friends with all those people to this day. I might not agree with everything that they say or do in life, but they're still the same person that I went to school with and I hung out with. I like them for who they are, not what they stand for. And I think more people just need to keep that in mind. It has to be 31. Oh no. Oh, 31 is an option. Then what is B2? There is no other one with the sheath being pulled out. That is an odd looking... Roy, why are you whining, buddy? What is going on, Mr. Beans? I cannot tell where this is supposed to sit, because if I glue it where I want to glue it, which is like there... Oh, Jesus. Sits up. No, it doesn't even sit in a spot. It stays and how it looks. Yeah, that is. So there. Looks like there. Darn it. And I gotta do that again. Can you just sit still? There. I think. I appreciate hearing that. I will admit I keep more to myself. And all that. I'm not a very outgoing, talkative person, but being able to come on here and chat and hang out with some really cool and interesting people. Like, every single one of you I've been fortunate enough to talk with and message on here has been very nice. And I've learned quite a bit from a few different people. I know there's a guy that we've had on here, and his name is like Paint Games. He's told me a lot about Sweden and a little bit of Norway too, but mostly like talked about Sweden. And then Hannibal has talked about Germany a little bit. I don't think it's like much as also, why? That is physically further away. Why is that such a weird spot for that arm to be? It's like you don't want to be there. You want to sit. I guess. Yeah, that's how I'll do that one. Oh, I'm not even doing the right one for that. Why am I even trying to do the running guy? That's not the right arms for it. It's this guy. Wow, no wonder why I'm having trouble. He doesn't even fit into the right arms and stuff. There, I think. Yeah. There we go. I figured that out. Okay. So now I have your arm on there. I think I will do what I initially had planned for that guy. Yes, Rory? What is up, Mr. Beans? Okay. I'll be right back in a moment. I'm going to let my dog out real quick. Yeah, he just ran off to the door. Yes, I will let you out. Talking about temperatures, it got up to the 40s today where I live, but then it's going to drop down to like the negative numbers tomorrow. And then we got like a snowstorm coming in Sunday that ranges from 3 to 8 inches. So I'm like, yay on that. So as much as I want to have a Sunday stream, we'll see what happens. I might not have a Sunday stream. I would much rather be here on a rainy day or on a snowy day chatting, building models with your folk. Excuse me. My nose got stuffy. Okay. I wanted to do one with the guy pulling a knife and then pointing his arm out and shooting with one of these guns, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Yeah, I'll make this guy just use his regular, I guess, bolter, whatever gun it is. I think it's the blood claws that have a a couple arms that are extended out and shooting. And actually, from this old Space Wolf box, they have a model that is holding out one of these guns and kind of shooting forward. I should see what his name is, because I think he's actually a named character in the in the codex, but I don't know. I gotta take a look. Let's see, anywhere else that I'm kind of missing? Maybe a few things. You know, one of these days I'll have a better angle and you guys can actually see what I'm doing all with my hands and not just something that's like a foot away. By the way, Swamp, when are we gonna have day? Sometime in February or maybe next week? Maybe. It's a big maybe on next week. Good night, Hannibal. Enjoy the rest of your evening, man. Get some rest. The reason why I fuss about it is because I like doing this. I haven't burnt myself out yet with doing it. I don't know if I will. Well, I've gone close to burning myself out a few times, but I still come on here and do it because I want to be here. Because of the community that I'm building, I want to have something out regularly for people. I'd also like to grow this channel more, which is why I try to stick with doing a schedule 3 days a week, all that stuff. I don't like missing a day on streaming because I do enjoy coming on here. Like, in a perfect world, I would be on here every single day doing this, but that's also how I burn myself out every day. Honestly, I also need to, like, dedicate some days to doing the side project stuff, but then, you know, personal. But anyway. No, not this guy. Mr. Running Guy. Oh, yeah, that would have been hard to do for all that. But you also got to think about it. Think of this as a TV show too. And when you go to a channel and there's a certain show you want to watch, you tune in at that certain time on that certain day every single day. That's the same thing you got to kind of think about with streaming, is that if you want people to see you and watch you regularly, one, you got to have good content that people actually enjoy watching. That's a big one. But also having it out regularly that people can catch it at a reasonable time. And all that. So, like, if they can expect you to show up, like I do for myself. I try to shoot for 7 o'clock. I think that's a good time from where I am and everything else. And pretty much go until pretty much I get tired. But just back in the day before there was Netflix and streaming services and all that stuff, you try to tune in to a show. Like, as a kid on Cartoon Network. Or if you want to watch Adult Swim here in the US, if you guys know what Adult Swim is, and you wanted to see the, like, anime stuff that came out, you'd have to wake up before 5 to catch it. And then when they made, like, a secondary Cartoon Network channel, you could catch it there. But, yeah, if there's a show you want to watch, you have to be there a certain time and look at the same way. I'm rambling over and over again about it, but yeah. Dude, Smiling Friends is a weird show, but also entertaining. I have not watched it, like, fully yet. I will admit the one character that I don't like is Mr. Frog. Like, I think he's funny. I don't like when he just, like, grabs people and then just eats them whole. I'm like, that's not okay in my books. I don't like that. That crosses a line for me. And then Leo says, fine if you're fine. I always love a good advice in modeling. Told some other streamers that I don't like. Do this and do that. It's not modeling for me. Nice talking. Yep. I think everyone should just, if they find a way of doing something that they enjoy, then all that. Just do what you enjoy at the end of the day. Because this is it's your hobby at the end of the day on what you do. Good to know that you do recommend it, Neo. I've seen clips on it. I like Charlie. I like how his voice actor has appeared in a bunch of other, like, little online stuff. I am going to check on the dog, make sure he's okay, and let him in. I am back. Dog is now inside. I'm just checking on the health of some stuff and making sure we're good. Okay, let's continue. I got him leaning, and then see if I can get. I wish I had an arm that was fully pointed. What does that? Hello, Rory. There we go. Come on. Got him looking up. And then... which one does this say? 29? Damn, I almost went with 48. I want to see what 48 looks like on either way. What'd you say, Leo? I was learning a bit... oh, you were leaning a bit some modelers saying you don't do it right unless love the kind of your streams. Nice hang around, maybe good advice here and there. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you like the style that I'm trying to put out and all that. Oh, that looks so much cooler than what they want. Oh, 48 looks better than 29, I think. Yeah, 29 is like off to the side. They want to like resting and you're pulling out the knife. No, I'm switching to this one. I think I'm going to pop off the head again, unless I can twist it. I can twist it. I twist it just enough. Okay. To show you guys. That's what I'm trying to do. He's got the pistol pointing forward. And yeah, he's also drawing the knife. An actual tactical move. Actually, I know some people when they use a handgun and they pull a knife out as well. They'll have the handgun and then the knife like right underneath it, so that when this is like done, they can use the knife. But Ando trying to see if I actually have. And then Neo saying we are actually evil here. Not trying to force everything. No. I don't like I say at the end of every stream. People don't like. I recommend a bunch of things if they want to do it. When in the end I say it doesn't matter because I'm more than just happy enough to have someone here to talk to, or just someone lurk. I do know I get very quiet when there's no one talking. I try to be better about talking just to myself or to nobody, but it can also get a little bit weird when I just end up talking to myself, and I sound very mumbly, but I like it to be people's choices. We worship corn? No, we don't. We worship the God Emperor. We worship the God Emperor here. I mean, in lore. In lore, we worship the God Emperor. In real life, you worship whoever you want to worship. Okay, so, like, when I did make videos, when I do plan on making videos, I realize they're a lot more rambly than they really need to be. The problem is, like, I have a lot of information that I want to get out. Like, I haven't worked on it in a while, but I'm working on the script for the Custom Space Marine video. And I realize on how much information I'm kind of putting into it that I don't know if you guys really kind of need. Like, I'm, like, explaining my thought process on why I picked the chapters that I picked. I'm explaining, like, the color scheme and how I got there and stuff like that. There's a lot of extra information that I'm talking about, but, like, I don't know on how much of it really needs to go into it. So I gotta strip that at some point. Oh, that's That's badass in my opinion. It's a little bit pointed down, but you know, he's trying to pull out his knife. He's trying to keep himself covered. Maybe he'll make this guy the sergeant. I like that. I like that a lot. I do want to use this gun here. The problem is that it sticks out so far, which I think is going to be an issue. Ah, screw it. If I gotta mess with it later, I'll mess with it later. Small device can change a model as long as people don't shove it down your throat. I love watching these things, so thank you and keep up. I will try my best. I will try my best. This is why it has you do the arms first and not the heads. Because I think I've popped off like every single head so far that I've put on. And haven't kept a single one the same. Okay, here we go. I think the last models I have from the old combat patrol box after this to do is some intercessors. So that'll be easy enough to put together. Does anyone know if Reavers are actually good to use in combat? I know not everyone here is a Space Marine player. So I just ask out of curiosity. I think they're more meant to like do battle shock. Oh, I did. I certainly did. That's a good pun. I like that pun. Yeah. I do hope I can still do a stream Sunday. I want to do an early stream for my viewers that are overseas. Something that's a little more reasonable their time. Because I will admit, I'm surprised I have so many viewers that are overseas. I'm sure there are a few of you here from the States and stuff like that. But it seems like the few that I've talked to here, they hail from overseas in, I will admit, some very beautiful countries. There are a lot of beautiful countries in this world. Yes, that works. God, that's an eye poker and a half. Bean. Mr. Bean. My Rory Bean. I gotta make a pet channel in Discord. Hell yeah, double stream for me in the States. Well, I do have Sunday as a question mark, question mark. Depends how long I really want to go for it. Oh, no way. Okay, so on this one that I'm doing, you know how I said they like had the pistol and so like on this guy, how I have him drawing the pistol and it pointed out? On this model, on this guy, they have it. So 48's meant to do that, and then you have another knife underneath it. I took it away from myself, but it's fine. It's all good. Actually... Wait, I can still have this. But do something different? Or... Darn. I think I'm popping an arm off and I'm switching it for something different. And then... Yeah! We'll go with that one instead. That way I don't have to worry about this flimsy bit on the tabletop when I, like, move it around. And I can use this for a different guy in the future. I can take this part off and I could make a Ooh... We got some bits we can use in the future, boys and girls. Some pretty prominent mold lines on this set. Okay. How has it taken me less time to build these 5 guys than it took me to build that walker? Ugh. I don't know. But you know what it means once I have these 5 Reavers done? It means I gotta buy another box at some point and build more. Maybe the next box I build is the old Blood Angels Combat Patrol. I built the Impulsor already. I sold the aggressors that were in it. So all I have left is the Librarians. I have Librarians, some sort of Scout-ish models are not Scouts. And then I think Intercessors are all that is left. My boy. My fuzzy boy. Yes, you are a good boy. Why do you feel like skin and bones? I know you're not skin and bones, but you feel like skin and bones. What is up? Are you eating? Are you actually eating? I worry about you, my big fuzz. No, I agree with that. They should be wearing their helmets. That's why I have all mine wear helmets, because I think it's dumb. Like, yes, I'm going to have my head exposed to get shot at. I understand that you want your cool characters to have their face exposed and stuff like that. It's fine on a couple. But also at the same time, tactically, doesn't make sense. Isn't there like a short... Or no, there's a Warhammer thing. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one to be reversed. Darn, I cuffed the wrong arm. I think this is the only one I actually do kind of want. Darn, I thought that was something different. I mean, for me, I have a lore reason why my guys wear helmets. And that's because their gene mutation, as they get older, gets more prominent. So they cover their heads and faces so that people don't know they are going through a mutation. Because we don't want the Inquisition to know that we have problems. Because if they find out we have problems, we get exterminated. And we don't want to be exterminated. If they find out our chapter master is just a little lizard sitting in a chair, we're going to have problems. Halfway through your fell blade, need to make your bane blade into a shadow sword. Extra marine sponsons instead of imperials. Oh, that'd be interesting. I do want to admit, I'm actually tempted to, like, make the Bane Blade and stuff like that be something in my Space Marine's army. To be like, yeah, my Space Marines stole this from the guards because they needed it, but it's only one. They only stole one. Having his arm up like that would be kind of weird. Maybe just more relaxed like this? Yeah. There we go. There we go with that guy. I like how I only got one guy with an actual, like, bolt gun rifle. I'll make this guy have his bolt gun rifle. I'm glad you like that idea. Because once you said Dark Angels, like, and Titan Killer, I'm like, ooh, that got me excited. I can't tell which one is going to be which. So, yeah. I feel like Dark Angels, would they have the technology? Would they have the thing for that? Is what I'm thinking. Like, would that be something reasonable that they would have? We'll go with 33. And now that I know which one I'm taking, we're going to look for a 33 in the arms section. Ah, there we go. So it's 32 and 34. Found 32. And there's 34. Oh, no, I didn't. It's 12. Darn, I'm cutting the wrong ones. 11 and 13. 11 and 13. Literally all right here. I do want to take an A stream at some point and just build a bunch of terrain. Like, I know I was working on a terrain piece, or like the table for doing kill team or combat patrol games on, but I think I actually want to make some smaller pieces. After working on that table, I don't have the space to set up a table that big again in here to do the work. And I need to map out a plan before I just start gluing things together and seeing what works. So I want to make some terrain pieces that look like they came out of they're like ruined science factory stuff. Ooh, yeah. They could be doing that. They could be doing that. That's not a bad thing. I think the Dark Angels during the Great Crusade had stuff from the Dark Age of technology that no other chapter did. I think they actually have... I think they still have, or they had a couple Men of Iron, from what I heard. Like, they're the only... It's a specific... It was a specific wing during the Crusade. I think it was like the Dread Wing had that special armory ability to use them, and they only pulled it out when they wanted... It was pretty much like their huge exterminatus thing. Like, we want nothing to survive. We're sending in these giant robots. Which Men of Iron are terrifying. There's not much lore on them, but I found like a video that kind of explains more what they are and stuff like that. Dude, it is terrifying. I want books based on like the Dark Age of technology, like just as a little bit before, or just as things are like falling apart. We're never going to get that. But I want it just to see the devastation and destruction that those things caused. But we're never going to get that because we're so far in the future. And that would also remove some of the mysticism behind that time period. Okay. So that goes... there. I think I'll do this one first instead. Go. And I think I got that. I think I got it all. Just take that. How did I discover 40K? God, I don't really remember. Leo, I'm not heresy-like. Do we not all have some heresy in us? Like the... I think all of us have the ability to commit heresy. It's just we choose not to do it every day. I would say, like, my main thing that got me into 40K was watching the videos from Izander and Coda. Like, that's what I remember the most, is watching their videos explaining, like, 40K and getting into the lore that way. Like, that's how it started. But I knew about it even before that point. Oh, I just knocked off his leg. I want to actually set that arm way further down than where it is. Like, can I set it down there? Or does it have to be up in his face? I've also... another channel I watched... Here's the thing. I also remember, like, listening to some short horror stories from some other channels that I didn't realize were 40K until after I knew what 40K was, and then I was, like, watching these. I'm like, oh, I remember watching this. And I'm like, oh, that was 40K? I thought it was just some, like, weird horror story that I was listening to. But it turned out, no, you're listening to, like, a 40K short story. It's just a flesh wound. Yeah, it's not anything that a little bit of glue can't fix. Like the Watcher in the Rain was a short story that I remember listening to on YouTube and then listening to again and realizing, like, oh, this is 40K. Like, I've had some small exposures to it, just never really knew what it was until, oh, this is 40K. I want to add a chapter or a campaign badge to these models. But they haven't taken part in a campaign yet. So I'm actually going to hold off on doing that. And do some other stuff. I need to throw on these grenades on some models. And also give them... The ones that have knives need their... Okay, that one's got a sheath. This one doesn't. That one does not. Let's do this one. I also, like, remember, like, the one and only time I ever went to a Panera Bread. Like, the official Warhammer store near me is near a Panera Bread. And I went there once with, like, my sister and mother, and I saw the store, and I was like, huh. I won't, like, I was in high school or, like, out of high school. And I remember seeing, like, oh, that's, like, a big blue army man, like, standing in that window. Like, I wonder what that is. Like, I remember seeing the game store, but not knowing what it was, and be like, okay, that's kind of interesting, but not really something I'm going to go check out. I wish I did. Like, I wish I checked out Warhammer a lot sooner than when I did get into it. Just because I think I would have saved myself, how to describe? I would have saved myself spending so much money. I think when I did. I will get to your comment in a moment, Ando. I think. Don't stick to me. Just go there. Just sit there. Ando says, whenever people talk about Watcher in the Rain, you go to Rain World, the video game, and its DLC, The Watcher. I've not heard of that before. Excuse me. Well, the other short story I remember, it's about a man and his husband losing their daughter to a disease, and then he works at like a slaughtering factory that butchers this like weird pig species, and he saves this like runt pig that got sent through the line, and he starts raising it as his own kid eventually. He also gets a cut on his hand, and slowly, like, the story, you realize they're being invaded by like a Nurgle plague group and all that. Let's keep that one there. I think he eventually, like, at the end, his, like, husband went off to fight in the war, and as they're losing, his husband, like, leaves the army to go and find his family, and then he, like, finds the main character with this giant pig in a bathtub, and then he, like, the main character feeds his husband to what turns out to be, like, a great uncleaned one, I think. But I don't remember fully. Let's see. I thought that was a good story as well. There has been one channel I watched, and I realized it was AI, like, after watching some of their videos. They made some good videos and all that, but it sucked that it had to be made with AI. Because I'm like, why couldn't a person just have made and written this? I would have supported and kept watching, but I don't like AI taking over the creative space at all. I do get it can be useful, but, like, come on. People are creative and can make some amazing pieces of work. And AI just makes cheap copies that are worse at the end of the day. Sit on there. There. Do I have any... Actually, I do have an upgrade screw or two. Oh, don't fall. What is this one? This is... Oh. I have that one. I know I have some more upgrade spruce somewhere. Ah! Here we go. Here's one. This is the Salamander's upgrade sprue. I think I will use that. I wish I had the Space Wolf one on hand, but oh, wait a minute. Ah! Here's the other half of the Salamander's one. And I forgot, I have the Dark Angels right here on my desk. What's that one? Space Wolf! Yeah! We can add a bit more to these guys. I think these are just the shoulder pads, though. But I'm actually not opposed to throwing one of these on. Yeah. So we'll keep that on hand. We got plenty of Dark Angel stuff. Yeah, we got some stuff here and there. So I'm going to put that away. Like, do I not have another... I think I have a Blood Angels one as well somewhere. I'm going to find that real quick. Another Dark Angels one. And then that should be the Blood Angel. More stuff there. Okay. You know what? Well, thank you, Leo. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I am just trying to find all my upgrade stuff to throw on these guys for some, well, for just some flavor. What's up, Diego? Hope you're doing well this evening. Let's throw... Let's do that one. Let's take from this upgrade sprue. And just take the littlest dab. And I'm going to throw that right in the crook right there. No, don't stick to me. Stick to your model. Yeah. So just to show you guys, he's got a tiny little, oh, focus, tiny little thing just hanging off himself there. Okay, that one already has its shoulder pad, so now I need to do the other shoulder pad and backpack for that guy, but we're going to work on doing each of these guys' own little upgrade stuff. This knife on the back, which that just fell off. Awesome. There we go. I got that one there. And anything from here I want to steal. The purity seals I'll use at some point. Let's take that grenade pouch. We're going to throw it on this guy. Just knocked it off again. Oh my lord. Don't stick to me. Why is it not just wanting to stay? Hello, Rory. What is up, my boy? What is up? Hi. I want to use one of these shoulder pads, but I think these are just all for the regular Space Marines and not the Phobos guys. So that's a bit sad. That was actually very sad. If I had the other half of this, I'd be able to do that. I don't know where the other half is, though. So we will take from this one. I'm going to take the little hammer bit. It off again. This is where I know tweezers would really come in handy. Oh, just sit. Sure, you can sit right there. I'm not touching this one anymore. That's all the upgrades you get. We'll give this guy a pistol, which I think are all on this one, yeah. Okay. Yeah. See if this will stick any better when we get there. Maybe I won't have these guys finished in one stream. I'll have them pretty damn close, but we will see. Sure, sit there. I think that'll be the best for that. He doesn't really need any upgrade stuff. He can keep where he is. We'll do the pistol in the back. And there. Okay. Where were you going? You keep running away from me. From me. Wait a minute. Why am I giving you one with another pistol in it? You need an empty holster. Do I even have any empty holsters? I don't. Well, that was dumb of me. Okay. Sure, you go there. You... God, you got a weird-ass stance, huh? He is leaning so far forward. He's like, I'm gonna pop my chest out and load this gun. And look directly at everything. Can I actually pop that off? Nope, we're not going to risk it. What's wrong, Roy? Why are you whining at me all the time? Jeez, that is a weird stance, but I'm leaving it. But I definitely want to pop that head off. Ah, there we go. It's possible to make him look down. Or can he look like that way? Maybe make him look like that. A different direction might work. info. There. And then we'll go to this one. Is there any with the handle in them? There's not. I thought they released one with like the knife handle in the sheath. But they don't. They didn't make any of those. Huh. How odd. Do I have any of my bits boxes? Let me check those real quick, and then I will find out. Or, actually, I have a different knife that he can have. Pulling from this good old. Well, actually, I haven't really pulled much from this one. There, that's the one I'm looking for. That dagger on the back. That will be his knife. Ooh. Future idea. Give all these guys thunder hammers. And see how they look then. I got a hair stuck on my finger. God, giving all these guys thunder hammers, they wouldn't be able to use them properly in game, but I think that'd be terrifying. I think putting that one... That can kind of go there. Okay. And now he's got that knife on the back with his very weird stance, but it all works out. So I think all these... Well, he can actually get some grenades on the front. That can be his other big thing. And I should check the book and see if both sides get shoulder pads. Or is it just one? Looks like just one side gets a shoulder pad upgrade, or shoulder pad in general. And let's give him this. Well, I guess it has to be over there, but let's get another one out. There we go. Weirdly placed on that guy. Let's scoot that over as much as I can, and I just knocked that off. Yeah, there's not much holding on that knife. Yeah, there we go. We'll see if the backpack allows it to stay on there. Actually, talking about backpacks, should probably do those next. Cool, we got 5. Cool, those are all popped off. Now we just get this cleaned up a little bit and go from there. And get that cleaned up. And because I'm curious, I'm going to do literally this guy with a knife to see how well it fits. Oh, that's awesome. It's right underneath. I love it. Whoa. Why are you whining at me? What'd I do? What time is it? It's almost 10. Probably should actually call it here for a night now that I think about it. It is getting late for me. So, yeah, I think I will... I'm going to call it for the night. I feel like I made good progress with this. Got these guys close to finished. I got like a little bit more here and there, but I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you want to, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything I got going on. If you want to be a part of the community, I have a Discord, completely free to join. It's where you can show off any sort of hobby that you have going on. Whether it be Warhammer, woodcraft, metalcraft, any hobby that you have an interest in, it's a place you can come and share about it. I want to learn about it and I want to see the amazing stuff that you guys make. If you also want to help with the channel, I have a Ko-Fi or Coffee account that you can go and donate to, just to help support the channel with upgrading equipment or hiring editors or stuff like that. But with that all being said, none of that really matters. Just having you guys here, hanging out, to chat with, and or just to watch and be a part of streams in that way is more than enough. Just to have a place to show off my interest and hobbies and try to learn new things is more than enough. So, with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.